Hello, my name is Shopov, but you can call me Cake. Today I'm going to try to be competent at Dwarf Fortress. For those who don't know what the game is, it's basically the father or grandfather of all base builder survival games, such as RimWorld or Prison Architect and such. It's graphically and interface-wise a bit less refined, considering it's completely free and made by a team of 2 people, and it's considerably old. However, when it comes to the actual gameplay and the underlying mechanics, it's by far the most complex and the most, well, riveting, I would say. But because of the fact that it is a bit, let's say, user indiscriminate, I will be playing with what is called the Lazy Noob Pack, which is also available for free from the website of the developers, from the forums of the developers rather, and it includes changes to the visuals with tile sets, as well as quite a few utilities that help with the game. And one of the utilities I am using during this game is the Dwarf Therapist, which allows to better control the actual dwarves in the game with a better visual interface, although the actual mechanics of the program are exactly the same as you would find in the game. It does make life quite a bit easier. So with that said, let's start up the actual game with a pre-made world, which you have to generate first, which takes a considerable amount of time, which is why I already have done it before now. However, what I have not done is actually start a fort, which we'll be playing. And the Dwarf Fortress mode. And now we will choose ourselves a site. There we go. The thing about the game is now that you actually have to choose yourself a site. And there's quite a few things to consider, such as mineral depositions, aquifers, such, woodland. Let's see where we are right now. Temperate shrubland, trees, woodland, soil, clay, deep soil, shallow metals, deep metals. We would like some flux, because a lot of the crafting mechanics in the game, so smelting metals and whatnot, are modeled after real life, which means that we still need things like flux. Yeah, there we go, flux to make steel. So it is very, very useful to have a proper variety of resources. No clay, but then again we don't need clay. Have a river, if you see in the little bit here. This is the actual area we will be settling on. I will just increase the size of the area slightly. There we go. So it's nice and square. And, well, we can embark. Yes. The computer is fine for that. Let's just use a pre-made starter, because unless you're an advanced player, which I am not, it can be quite tricky to choose the right resources. As you can see, there's quite a lot to consider. Like in the RimWorld, you need to prepare your characters. There's quite a lot of things to consider. Like you can see, the amount of actual jobs available is quite massive. So with a pre-made template for an embark, it kind of takes the effort away from having to actually arrange a proper team. This is going to be for a fairly peaceful game like we're going to have on the chosen map. It's going to be quite enough. Also, items. So again, pre-assigned, because choosing the random amount of items say, the right amount of food, the right amount of drink. It's not trivial. So having it pre-done for you is quite nice. However, if you're playing without the lazy noob pack, you would have to do it all yourself. Therefore, well, again, it's not quite as friendly for a new user. And I'm not competent at the game. I will try to get competent, but, well, it's better to do it this way for now. So let's embark. I am ready. And as soon as the game decides to do it, there we go. Otandakost, Mindfloors. All the names in the game of the forts and various other places are completely randomly generated, well, as in script generated. So let's start the game. Wants to think about itself rather than actually run for now. Especially since, as far as I know, the game does not support multi-threading, therefore having a processor with a lot of cores does not make a difference if your processor, like mine, is not actually that powerful. There we go. It has loaded. Fortunately, unlike a lot of games, it is not really susceptible to crashes, but it does like to think about itself very well. Now what we can also do is launch our Dwarf Therapist, and what we need to do is connect it to the game. And as you can see, now we have all of our dwarves, and it is far easier to assign jobs, to view their competencies, to basically just manage the population of the fort than it would be from the actual game menu, which is a bit more obtuse, if I want to be completely honest. As you can see, all the game is controlled via keyboard shortcuts, rather than, as with the Dwarf Therapist, having every single aspect of the game controllable with a good few shortcuts. So all the labors such are controlled from here, rather than having to basically just do it button by button. Okay, I will start the game now, and let's see what we have. It's genuinely good to have dogs and horses and cats and such. Dogs for hunting and defense, cats for actually taking care of pests which do exist in the game and can eat your food, and horses and cattle mostly for food, for meat. We are on the side of a hill. The upward facing triangles, that's a hillside. So as you can see, this is the slope, and all of those are roots of trees. Well, let's start by digging our first little outpost. And I would really like to start with an entrance that will actually be useful afterwards as well. So this is not just one temporary accommodation, just something that later can lead to a proper entrance to a bigger fort. And what I would want to also do, because this game does have trading caravans which come in from the side of the map. However, they are stopped by trees. So another consideration is, do I want to start specifically there? Or would I want to start somewhere, say here, closer to the edge of the map, so that the caravans would have an easier time coming through a path in between the trees. Yeah, I'll keep that for a proper entrance to a bigger fort. This can be later a secondary entrance to a smaller secondary entrance to the fort. And for now, we can just dig out a small hole to start with. There we go. That's an entrance. Now we will need to build some rooms and whatnot, and dwarves generally like having their own rooms. And we will need some storage, that things aren't just outside, so if a bunch of goblins come or something like that, they don't immediately steal it. Dig a few rooms. Here, a dwarven room should be a bed, a chest and a wardrobe, which can be like that in a line, they can walk through them and they're fine. I will also need a door, and that's why it needs one more space. And that's 7. And I'm making the actual tunnel 3x3 because it will make it easier to actually walk about, because even though they can walk past each other in a single tile, it does make everything a bit messier and a bit slower, because they do slow down when colliding with each other. So in a pinch you can absolutely make just a 1x1 tunnel, but yeah, it's better just to have a larger one. Also, I want to build a building, and I would like I genuinely need to remind myself where all the things are. Well, again, part of getting competent at the game, because I just simply can't remember. Workshops. Where are the workshops? I genuinely can't remember. Workshops, of course it's W, I mean. If I wanted to put down a mason's workshop, which will be needed to make doors and other components, it is a 3x3. Okay. So, and it's always good to just designate stockpiles around them, so you really want a 1x1 ring around it, so it'll be 5x5. Mechanics workshop, that is, I believe, also 3x3. It is also 3x3. So 5x5 and 5x5. There we go. That will be enough for masons, and that will be enough for mechanics, which will let us make things like doors, and traps, and furniture, and other useful stuff. And then next to it we can basically just dig out a stockpile. I will make it easier to get to by making an entrance here, but in case we're attacked, which will happen because you get raids all the time, I will put a door there and dig it out like this, so they can't just simply get to the door. So you get like goblin thieves and other undesirables. You just make doors here. There will be doors in these mined out spaces. This can be a whole nice stockpile. There can later be a stockpile on the other side as well. But for now, is there a way to higher priority for mining? Oh, there is. Let's say I want this whole thing priority 1. No, that only oh, of course. Okay, well, slowly learning the game at least. We can have this whole thing priority 1. See, this is the kind of thing that I don't believe was in the versions of the game I have played earlier. Or if it was, I didn't know about it because I'm not that good at the game. But right now, it's something that is sorely missing from a lot of other games. Just simply setting task priorities of the same type of task, rather than setting task priorities like on the jobs screen or something like that. So 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and that will be good enough for the beginning of the game. See how much stuff we have. I believe it's status. Yeah, there we go. And then we have stocks. Oh, all right, of course. To even know how much stuff we have exactly, we need to have a dwarf with the job that lists all the stuff, which is, if I'm not mistaken, let me quickly check. So we would need bookkeeping to even know exactly what we have in the game, and that we won't have a bookkeeper for a while because all the dwarves really need their current jobs like hunting and mining, and oh yes, we will need to dig out a few farms as well, so that will be something to take care of next. Unpause the game, there we go, And the dwarves are not doing it for what reason? Let me see. They do have mining tasks. Can they just not reach it? Or is it being blocked by a root of a tree that I didn't know about? There must be some kind of mechanic I'm not aware about, so let's see. I guess channel? Or remove... Oh, remove ramps and stairs, I suppose. Okay, let's see if they... Yes, they were getting to work. Okay, so that was the problem. And now they're idle again. Yes, they have removed the slope. So as you can see, the triangles here are gone. So what exactly is the issue, my lads? But I choose the wrong selection or something. If it was not mining, what was it? If I review the video at some point, I guess I'll see what I did wrong. 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay, now let's restart the game and see what... Okay, everything's proceeding. So I just did something wrong. I'm not even sure what. Oh, and I didn't actually do the front entrance that I was meant to. Oh, and I just realized to actually make beds, I'll need a carpenter's workshop. Let's do a custom stockpile. Custom settings. Food, we want to do on furniture, not corpses, not refuse. Ammo, we don't have coins. Parse blocks, gems. Finished goods, leather, cloth. Wood. Weapons, components. Armor. And sheet. Really, that's paper. We'll start hauling everything in. Carpenter's Workshop C. Designated under stockpile for wood. There we go, that's a finished Carpenter's Workshop. Let's add a new task. And construct bed. And we want 7 beds. And 7. That will now be done. So in the meantime, let's construct a new building, new workshop, and we do want a mason's workshop, and we do want a mechanics. There we go. I know you could view individual stockpiles. Can't remember how. Ah, needs more logs. Okay, let's get to chopping some trees. Chop some trees, yes. And this is the part that I have no idea how it will work now, because I have not done it since an older version of the game where trees were still single entities. So, let's see. Chop down some trees. How does this look from higher up? At the moment it doesn't look like anything, so let's see what happens. Okay. Ah, so the whole tree disappears in a single go. That's nice to know. Ooh, Q. Set building tasks. Okay, let's see that. Ah, yes, you are correct. Thank you very much. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, I can now change settings. Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, I genuinely did not remember which option it was. Actually, since we're here, let's see. Did I? Oh, of course, I need to designate everything to this stockpile. I set the actual settings of the stockpile after I've set this actual stockpile. There we go. That works. They can start hauling now. That'll take them some time. In the meanwhile, building, bed. So, bed. Yes, 1 tower cup bed. Yes, please. Can't remember what happens when I run out of beds. Ah, needs bed. Okay, so it doesn't allow me anyway. I really like that in the newer versions of the game, the actual mouse does something instead of just kind of being in the way. So instead of having to constantly go with the pointer tile by tile, I can just actually select things. First of all, we want doors. That's 5, 6, and 7 doors. A coffer and a table. Oh yes, it was a coffer, not a wardrobe, and a table. That's the 2 things we needed. Oh no, sorry, a coffer and a cabinet. There we go. Yeah, and then table is at a communal dining area. And also, I just realized we only have 6 rooms. Dug out. 2 more beds, 3 more beds. Let's build more beds. Oh, the doors have been already made? I did that doors, didn't I? Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is no one a mason then? Let's see quickly. Is anyone a mason? Yes, you are a mason, and you do stone crafting. Why do you refuse to do your job? You're just being lazy. Needs non- oh, okay, there we go. I didn't notice the message at the bottom of the screen. To be honest, I would like if I could just assign a task, whether I have the necessary material or not, because, well, I can assign the task then and don't have to only worry when they actually have the material. But if that's the case, then I guess we need to go mining, which is very appropriate. Let's wait for them to start digging. Oh right, and before I also forget, before they go start digging for that, let's dig out a small farm. So let them dig that little tunnel. Is that some nice hard rock? So let's assign some doors. Yeah, they will actually start making doors now. Okay, now let's designate some fields. Apple tree, quinoa. There's so much stuff here that we could survive for a long time by just gathering stuff. Plums. I might designate that anyway, but I would like to make some subterranean farms regardless. Farm plot, there we go. For now, let's just make one in the middle, so it doesn't need to be very big. Farm plot, and change the height. Oh, I need to delete the previous farm plot. How do I remove a building? Well, you have to remember basic option like remove a building. I generally cannot remember how to remove a building. It's Q. And remove building. There we go. Well, that worked. It's probably way too big for purpose anyway, but okay. So let's have the farmer do it. Farmer's building the farm plot. In the meanwhile, we can start digging a bit further. But let's go a bit down and just mine out a bit so we have a bit more materials for when we need them. And this what gives the miners something to do. And considering you have so much wood, what I can do is make another workshop to specifically make, unless carpenters can make bolts. We have so much wood and not a lot of stone, so let's make some wooden cabinets as well. You can make a wooden minecart for a change, but not a wooden bolt. Oh, they are making a craft dwarf's workshop, not in a carpenter's workshop. We can build doors. That's a door. There we go. That's where the craft dwarf's workshop will go. They actually go down there and mine. No, they did not yet. Okay. There we go. Oh, that's actually bigger than I thought. Bigger than I intended. Oh well. There we go. Now we can select it and add new task. We want wood. And we want to make wooden bolts. Do we have chickens actually? Yeah, we do have chickens, so we can make some nests for them as well and put them right next to the farms. And nest box. 4, 5, 6, 7, that should be enough. Let's make 8. And then some wooden bolts. And let's just repeat them so that we have a good stockpile of them. So yeah, wood will not be a problem in this game. Okay, so let's plant some plump helmets. So we'll have plenty of plump helmets. Well, it's better to get the brewers going straight away. Oh, still. There we go, we want a still. Another food stockpile. Custom. And then we want another custom stockpile for plants, but no drink. In the meanwhile, we might as well move all the plant stuff away from here. So yeah, let's move the plants away. So forbid. Oh yes, I did choose drink there, so I guess they're transporting all the drink. Let's see, is it actually drink? Yes, wine barrel, ale barrel. So you know what? Let's actually change this so the drink goes in the other stockpile. No, we don't want the drink here. And the drinks to be taken away. We want the plants and the fruit. There's a lot of trees here. Let's designate this as the collection zone. Okay, so I need to place a zone. And then I can assign it. Also, I do need to place it lower. Okay, so let's go one lower. Designate the zone here. Say we're gathering here. What we do need to do is make a water source. That's probably best at the river. Let's just designate this as the water source. And this is the water source. You can also designate another one for fishing. That can be fishing. The pen/pasture can be here. So a cabinet is F. There we go. And what we also can do is put some of the nest boxes. There we go. The capital N. There we go. There we go. Fungi wood. I thought you couldn't plant wood. Oh, it's made of fungi wood. Never mind. And they still haven't taken the wagon apart. Oh, needs carpentry. And the carpenter is busy. There we go. That's why. We want to brew some. Let's brew a few units. That's, I think it's 10 units per plant. We'll see in a moment. Because I'm pretty sure I could check what plants I can brew from. That wasn't random. I mean, we're growing only one plant, so it's not that important. Pretty sure you could check what they can and cannot eat as well, because if they eat all the seeds, and then we can run out of plump helmets to actually put in the field. Can't remember how to check that though. No, I didn't assign any yet. So let's assign this one and this one. Horse and a camel. Actually, I need even more of these boxes. Ever even go to those boxes? Yeah, they do go to the boxes, yeah. So that's fine. Let's just quickly check, because I can't remember if I actually have a bookkeeper. That's someone that's competent at bookkeeping. Other skills. No, that appraisers for trading. Oh, record keeper, obviously. There we go. Not book binding, not paper making. I will deal with it later. Can't remember right now. Farms, yes. Beds, yes. We have cabinets, so let's make a few chests. H. Oh, I know what I did wrong here. Wondering why they're still not digging up. That's because there's no stairs here. So for now, let's do a upstair. Upstair. There we go. There we go. They're digging now. We have more rock. Oh, dump stone because aquifer. I mean, we would want to flood the whole thing, but however, there's no water here strictly. How bad would it be if I just did this anyway? I think I might as well dig a channel and see what happens. Yeah, let's dig a channel and see what happens. No, we'll build the floor over it later. So that's dump sand, but it's not actual water. More dump stone. Yeah, I know already. Yes, more dump stone. So it's mostly just dump sand. Let's see what happened. Well, we can just dig this bit out. Let's build a floor up here. I generally can't remember where simple floors are. Build construction floor, there we go. And want to extend it a bit. There we go. Yeah, I suppose there's an aquifer underneath the actual floor. So yeah, this is the river level. Build the chests. Container H. There we go. Chests. We don't want to build a container of spider silk, because why would we do that? What I want to do next is to have a bookkeeper. So I want to know what's in my stockpiles. To do that, I need to remember how to actually get a bookkeeper. And on that, I think it'll be... Oh, thank you for the follow. But on that, it probably will be a good way to end. It's about time. And I will need to remember how to actually assign some of the more esoteric jobs. So, thank you for watching. I will have the recording up, and I will post a schedule for the next stream when I will continue these fairly soon as I know when I will be streaming. Alright, thank you.